In 5, 4, 3. No. Whoopidoo. All right. Well, this is the thing. Here's the thing. We're here. We're back. And we got nothing. So, between the two of us, it's a great time to hit that bell, like, subscribe, click on whatever you're supposed to, because you're not going to want to miss any of this tonight or in the future. Well, here's the thing. Here's the good news. Look who's here, a smiling girl over here. Very, very happy to be with you all. We have got another smiling fella all the way up there in Canada. Very, very happy to be with you all. And me. And I'm here too. And I'm very happy to be with you all. But this is the part you got to deal with just me. And here it is. I am unkempt today. I am sorry. We just got into the studio moments before. Forgive me, I have not shaved or anything. So, not that anyone gives a shit about my appearance, but I'm sorry for how I look. Let's see. Been in the garage and out and about dealing with the Mini all day. We're going to talk about that. And we had a great guest by the name of Sean Bishop. He will not be here. He's watching right now. In fact, I bet he's commenting right now. Let me just make sure that stuff's ready to go. But he will not be here. He'll be here soon, though. Don't worry about that. It's 11/1, which means it's the 111 show. Or the 11/1 show. And we're going to be feeling our way through it. So thanks for being with us. Let's see. We've got Will on camera 3 to take it off here. And when we come back, we'll talk to Mike in Canada. 2 minutes, everybody. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go take a pee, get a drink, go get some fresh air, whatever it is. We'll be back in 2 minutes. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Pow! Non-toxic.
I don't breathe
Too much? Was it too much?
I just breathed in a big mouthful of it.
Oh, good stuff. Sorry for that.
Whatever.
Ugh, we are out of sorts today. This is going to be a good one. I can feel it. I don't have a card for you. It's Tuesday, November 1st, 2022. That is nuts to me, by the way. The year's over. That's it. We're done. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Boom, New Year's.
I literally went through what you just said last night, and I was perclubbed.
For us personally, it's your birthday in there too. Thanksgiving, birthday, Christmas, New Year's. Hi, Porsche driver. Hi, Porsche. Okay. All right. Well, it's Tradecraft Tuesday, so by all means, we should probably get this going here. You have a choice today. These are both of the same, right?
Supply, yeah.
No, the same. They're both sativa.
Oh.
That's what I should have just said. It is. Maybe this is toxic. Woo-wee. Tonight's San Franciscan weather is brought to you by our friends at Tradecraft Farms. Look at it rolling through the other room there. Holy crap. There we go.
It's thick.
All right. Anyway, you got your ghost train or your green crack. And the moods are adventure or electrify.
Adventure.
Okay. I have no readings here on percentages and I don't have any of that.
Okay.
But did you say green crack? No, you said, what'd you say? Sorry.
The second one.
We have Ghost Train and the Ghost Train is adventurous. Sorry, folks. Or mood is electrifying. Green crack. You said adventure.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. And whatever present and very interested, says Irene Hoffman. Thank you, Irene. All right. Well, here is where I think this is legal in New York now, as well as I know Connecticut and I think Jersey as well.
It should be.
Yeah. I mean, like recreationally. It was definitely legal.
Yes, everyone should be able to enjoy that.
All right, good. Good choice there. All right, so it's the 11th. Nope, that's not true. It's 11/1 and Halloween. How's everybody's Halloween? How was your Halloween? Howdy, folks, says Fiat 500 Turbo. Let's see if we can do this here. Beep, 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 beep. And I'm going to do a couple minutes of Instagram, and then we'll check in with producer Mike up in Canada, who is here and hanging out patiently. D&G Motors, Seb Lawson, Doug's 73E, Teresa, hello. Hans, oh, okay. Hey, kids, you can support the show. Oh, thanks. But look at that. He moderates this thing so well. Aaron's here. Hi, Aaron. Missed you last week. Okay, so... Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in producer Mike here. This makes sense. And I'm going to go make sure that the air conditioning's on here. And I'm going to blow out some of this fog because I was very careless with how I did this. This is crazy. It's crazy. All right. Hi, Canada Mike. How you doing, buddy?
I'm fantastic, Jay, and it's a lot less foggy in my neck of the woods than it is yours at this point.
I'm so glad to hear that. Maybe your wife's not partaking in the medicinal cannabis.
Or you don't use the fog machine, Aaron Lane.
I'm just saying, Jay and Silent Bob look like they'd be very at home in your studio right now.
Probably.
Well, Jay is. I'll tell you that. You don't know this, but it's ironic that you would say that because Sean Bishop, who is, I'm sure, watching, we used to be known as Jay and Silent Bish because we would do a little bit that he made a little movie on. In fact, well, I'm glad he's not here tonight so that we came up with this idea. When he does come back, he should bring a clip of that because it was kind of funny. Ode to the Shop, and it was Jay and Silent Bish. So stupid. Really stupid. Kids with a video camera. You know how that goes.
Yeah, well, that's delightful. I'd pay good money to see that. This sounds great.
Well, you know what? I think we'll do it for free.
Ah, there we go. Even better.
So generous.
How are you, buddy? What's happening?
I'm fantastic. Hey, remember back in the day when Leno used to have beefs? I feel like I have a little bit of a beef tonight.
Oh, well, and then, geez, I should have probably... Johnny Lieberman is Paul Pelosi's Caleb. All right, fantastic, Jen. Thanks. I feel like I should set you up in some way. Anything? Hey, Canada Mike, I'm really glad you're over here today. Anything stirring at you? You got a crawl on your side? Anything?
Well,
What's my beef?
you know, Jay, it was it's
Yeah.
Halloween
What's
time
your beef?
of year, right? right? It's Halloween time, right, Jay? Help me out here a little bit.
I'm sorry,
it's
we
that time
overtalked.
of year.
Yes. We were both shticking. Go ahead. Yes, it is Halloween time.
Well, let's stick to it, shall we? And I love the Halloween candy. The Halloween candy comes out. It's great. I've always been a fan of Skittles. Are you a fan of Skittles? Have you ever eaten Skittles? Do you know what they are?
Yes to all of the above. Yes, I've had them.
Outstanding.
Yes,
Okay,
I
well,
like
a
them.
few
Yes, I
years
know what they
ago,
are.
I like the regular Skittles. I'm a homegrown Skittle kind of guy. I don't enjoy the tropical. The sour can go take a hike. I like the homegrown Skittles. The problem is, a few years ago,
I agree with you, but I'm with that with every product. If you came out with Skittles, then that's the one it should be. Some other version of, I'm not a big fan of, birthday cake Pop-Tarts. Just give me the strawberry frosted. That's where it's at. Anyway, go ahead.
really,
I like pure things, purest form of the thing. So I'm 100% with
Interesting.
you.
What about peanut butter crunch, as in Captain Crunch, except Captain Crunch peanut butter? Do you like that? Oh, wow. All right, fair enough. Well, we can explore this later.
This is me. This is not. I'm not saying other people should be this way. I'm saying I like the purest form of the thing.
Sure, people can have what they have. But, okay, let's get back to the Skittles. So a few years ago, up here in Canada, the homegrown Skittles flavors were changed. Okay? Green used to be lime, but then it became green apple. Did that happen with you guys down south?
I don't know that I can.
I don't know.
I don't know that it's green apple now. I feel like. I mean, I'm with you. In my mind, I would say it was lime. So if it's now green apple, I do feel like that's definitely new.
Okay, and a few years ago that happened up here. Now, because of the time of year, there's the discount little teeny tiny candies that are all over the place, and so we've got ourselves a whole load of them that have Starburst and Skittles in them. But in the Halloween size of Skittles, they're still lime.
Ooh.
And there's my beef tonight. There's what's stuck in my craw, as you put it.
You don't like the lime, or you do like the lime?
I love the lime. I was very sad when the lime was turned into green apple. When I eat my Skittles, I segregate the colors.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're trying to pick perspective here. This seems like a good thing. So why is it bad?
Well, it makes me upset that I can't go to my local movie house and get a thing of Skittles and have lime and enjoy my lime Skittles. While I'm watching the latest Pixar feature.
Having a little tiny bite-size tempting of what it could still be like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Only
okay.
available at one time of year. It will no longer be available, come next week. And so,
I think
sitting
you bought
on
some
the
old
couch.
Halloween candy.
I was just.
I think
gonna
you bought
say
last
it's
year's Halloween
old.
candy.
It's just old.
Nicole says it's just old.
Hey,
No?
You say potato, I say potato. You know what? I'll take it. I'm not an ageist when it comes to anything, including my candy. I'll take it. But it's frustrating to me that I can't go and
There
get
are
these
candies
lime
that I
other than
used
this
to
time of
like.
year.
Maybe this will be a parallel. Do you have Mike and Ike's up there?
We have Mike and Ike's up here. Yes, we do.
Mike and Ike's also, in my opinion, have changed over the years. It's not necessarily the addition of the pink flavor. It's they have changed what the pink flavor tastes like, which then therefore changes the way the whole box tastes because it's like just a different thing. It's like watermelon or something, and it didn't used to have watermelon. It used to be kind of the pure, like you said, lemon, lime, cherry, like orange. That might be it. Somehow, the box now, they call it classic flavors, and I go, oh gosh, well I'm gonna get that because that's what I want, the old flavors. No,
Yes.
they're just calling classic flavor. It's the new thing. They're just calling it. It's like having new Coke, but calling it classic Coke.
I call it bullshit.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
But it seems to be
That's
a similar
rotten.
thing where they just sort of monkey with the.
Did they make
Absolutely.
it known that they were changing the flavor out there?
I don't know if they made it known, but one day I don't know if there was an ad campaign surrounding it or not. I'd have to jump online and find out. But all I know is one time when I got a big bag of Skittles at the cinema, I was extremely disappointed. And it's pre-COVID for sure. Like it's been a few years since they've done it. There's
This
no
isn't like a
question about
shrink
that.
gate or something like that.
Well, it should be. I mean,
Are they smaller as well?
No, they're not smaller. But I'm just saying.
Are you
need
sure?
to get.
I say a couple years ago Skittles got smaller. I say maybe about
think
5
Skittles
years
got
ago
well,
Skittles got
okay.
smaller.
Now we need to get a documentary made about this because we've got a couple Skittle scandals, and we could call it the Skittle scandal, maybe. And
it's
and
most things. There was an actor. Boy, this is weird. I can't believe this is coming back to me, but it was on Conan, and I think it might have been B.J. Novak, which is a weird poll, but I think it might have been B.J. Novak. Anyway, his thing was the Cadbury eggs, the Cadbury cream eggs, the large foil wrapped chocolate with the the sugar egg inside, sugar egg white and yolk.
I do think that was him.
And they used to be a certain size all their life, and then at some point they just got smaller one year, and I feel like they've been getting smaller every year since. I'll go one further. Girl Scout cookies. Anyone with me there?
I am.
Yep.
Boxes
without
smaller,
a doubt.
and now cookies
Everything's
smaller.
Yeah.
A
Everything.
a standard Girl Scout cookie used to be a double stuffed portion of icing inside it, and it is nowhere near that anymore.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Canada's spoken.
Yeah. Are they Girl Scouts up there, or do they call them something else?
No, they're Girl Scouts up here. They're also Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts. Do you guys have brownies down there? A brownie is the precursor to the Girl Scout?
Yeah. And
I was one.
almost made a
that's
brownies
sweet.
joke, and it's like I realized how inappropriate that would be in this context.
Yeah.
Jay loves brownies. Don't get Jay started on brownies. The ones that are half chocolate chip. Oh my god. What are those? The brown nookie? No, county? No, what the hell am I talking about? The half and half. It's chocolate chip cookie and brownie, and it's all kind of
blonde, right? Blonde.
That's a good guess. But I'm talking about literally legit brownies and chocolate chip cookies. They make a thing like Duncan Hines or somebody makes something that you bake, and it's like kind of both, and it's like, wow. And no idea what I'm talking about?
I know about that. Not the name.
Well, it's stupid anyway.
I always begged my mom to give us Nestle Toll House cookies when I was a kid, but we were too poor for it.
Why were the Nestle's Toll House better? What was the deal there? I have a theory, but I don't know that it's true.
It was because they were exotic.
Right, but okay, but even have you had them as an adult?
Oh, yes.
Are they any better by taste, or is it just the mental, ooh, I'm checking a box here?
Yeah, no, they taste like chemicals to me now. But back then, as a kid, they were like, the thing that I coveted that we couldn't have.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't have soda as a kid either. It's sort of a similar thing. To me, the Toll House, as an adult, I've grown up. Well, first of all, too many chocolate chips. Whenever you used to make cookies, I used to ask you for like half the chocolate chips, right? Because just maybe even less.
Yes, and it's way better that way.
Yeah. The Nestle Toll House recipe has way too many chocolate chips for me personally. But when you get down to the flavor of the cookie that's not so chocolate, when you're tasting now the cookie because you have less chocolate chips, it's a little saltier than other chocolate chips, other chocolate chip cookie doughs that I've had, the Pillsbury dough. And I'm only talking about the store-bought dough. The ones that you have to make at your house. It's up to you how you make it. Add some salt if you like it that way. But that's my
little
theory.
bit of savory.
Yeah. Now, thinking of that, does that help? Can you agree with that in any way?
Definitely, especially when I put the nostalgic into it. There was something about the dough of those cookies that were different than, every other cookie that I was allowed to get. We had the Dad's oatmeal, and I mean, they're okay, but my mom would buy those on the because of the budget.
See, it's a funny thing about Dads and other ones like that. Oh, did I cut you off again? I think there's a delay here. I keep stepping on you. I'm really sorry.
No, we're good.
Okay. Well, I'm aware that it's rude, and I apologize. It's not on purpose. The thing about those Dads and then kind of any of the sort of similar generic, they taste so good because they're so extra sweet, and like all of the frostings and or cream fillings or whatever, they're all hydrogenated fat, which is so much worse for you. It's just like there's zero nutritional value. It's bad for your body. Everything about it's awful. My God, they taste so good. That's why you can just mow through a package of them.
Yeah, they taste great. They're cheap as shit. I used to get them at the 99 cents.
Yeah. They're so good.
They're so good. When you know shit's bad for you.
Anyway, I'm not
Poor
surprised.
Driver is accusing us all of having the munchies right now, just so you're aware.
Who is?
Poor Driver.
Oh, well, she's Teresa. Well, yeah, actually her maybe. Cadbury was purchased by a mega conglomerate that cheapened and shrank down all the products. I agree with that, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was Nestle. Aren't they owned by Nestle now, which is kind of a bummer? Because I used to love Nestle's Crunch Bars and everything else, but once I moved to California and found out about Nestle and the free water and all that, they just take free water and then sell it to people. I was like,
heard that. No thanks.
I mean, whatever. Barf Baby, yeah, good info there. And what do you got here? It's salty
Fully
because the
owned
Doughboy
by,
is an old man now.
Mondelez
Oh, Barf Baby,
International.
you're gonna make me barf, baby. Christ, salty dough because the man's old.
Gross.
Mondelez International bought Cadbury in 2010.
Yeah, but who is that? Is that like Monsanto, where it's kind of everything? You know, it's like General Foods or something.
It's the second largest confectionery brand in the world after Mars. So yeah.
Wow. When I was a kid, Mars and Nestle and there was another one or two in there, that Hershey, they were all different. Now I think they're pretty much all owned by, like you said, Mars.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I didn't think about it.
Hey, do you guys have Coffee Crisp down there?
I don't think so. What is it?
It's a chocolate bar.
No, I don't think so.
No.
No Coffee Crisp? Okay, next time we come down, I'm going to bring you some Coffee Crisps. It's the best chocolate bar in the world. They're so good.
I can't believe we just got on this. I had a weird craving like a month or so ago for and don't tell me if you had this up there. I hadn't had one of these since I was a kid. And I was pretty sure it was discontinued. But whatchamacallit bar? Do you remember a whatchamacallit?
Oh, whatchamacallit. We don't have them up here, but we used to. I remember the whatchamacallit.
Right. Well, I figured it was just discontinued, and I haven't seen one in a store in I don't know how long. But you jump on Amazon and you buy it by the case, and you can buy 36 whatchamacallit bars, no problem, for like $36 or something. So to get the one bar, of course, I did get the case. And guess who fell in love with the whatchamacallit bar?
I really fell in love with them.
She has one every night as like dessert.
I never ate
That's
them
delightful.
as a kid, but they're so good.
We just ran out. I just had to order another box. We are without whatchamacallit bars right now. I just told you, 36 bars, gone.
Well, that's just delightful.
Yeah, it's really good for MS too. Thank you to M&M Mars. Let's see. Venkman 71 out of my meeting. Well, get your ass over here, buddy. What are you waiting for? Come on, you're only 15 minutes away. Capitalism is organized crime. All right, Jen Zidek. We don't censor here, so I'll put all these comments up, no matter what they are. I don't have to agree. Mondelez ruined hundreds of brands.
Really?
Wow. Barf Baby, what other ones? I mean, I'm sure. Remember there was Hostess. They sold off Hostess, or they just went out of business. And then somebody bought the name, and then now everything Hostess is back. You can have a Twinkie or a Curly Q
I've seen
cupcake.
the cupcakes.
Yeah, because of me and I went on a little kick there. Those yellow ones?
No, the chocolate ones.
Oh,
Someone
okay.
had them.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we've
People are
stumbled upon
excited.
something tonight.
Hit it.
Well, Mondelez, okay, the company has its origins as Kraft Foods, Inc., which was founded in Chicago in 1923. The present enterprise was established in 2012 when Kraft Foods was renamed Mondelez and retained its snack food business, while its grocery business was spun off into a new company called Kraft Food Groups. So Kraft Dinner owns our Cadbury cream eggs.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me at all. My dad used to do the ads for Kraft because they used to be General Foods, I think. Is General Foods still around, or has that been renamed as well?
Hold,
As
please.
far as I know, they made my cereal.
It was like, General Mills made cereal. But General Foods was like Kraft. It was like Campbell Soup. It was all of the brands, the individual mom and pop Uncle Ben's Rice. It was all of the individual mom and pop brands that we grew to love as a kid. And my dad pulled the curtain back when he was like, yeah, no, that's all the same company. And
In December
generally implies government contract, so it's like a government funded thing as well, I believe.
I get
maybe.
that now. Yeah.
In December 1988, Philip Morris acquired Kraft Foods Inc. and in 1990 combined the two food companies as Kraft Foods. General Foods was dropped from the corporate name in 1995. A line of caffeinated hot beverage mixes continues to carry the General Foods International name.
Because of it's those powdered coffees. General Foods International. It's exactly what still carries the name. I've seen it in the grocery store, and I thought, oh, they are still around. Those little square, looks like a spam
Oh,
container.
I know.
It's just sugar coffee, right? Instant sugar coffee.
It's emergency coffee to have on hand.
Yeah, it's tasty. Wow. Okay, so there you go. How about that? Huh. Wow, good job, buddy. Great research tonight.
I feel like we're uncovering a lot of truths tonight.
Should we rename the show? Haven't done that before. Let's see. We're coming up on 5 years. Next year in 2023, early 2023, it'll be 5 years that we've done on this. And how many names have we had? Life with the Ryans, It's Tonight's Show, Late Night Playset, Cars and Comedy Show. All right. So every year that we complete, we got to change a name. So yeah, we're coming up on a name change soon, folks. I'm very excited to have a place to live soon. How about you?
A place to live?
Yes. Podcast-wise.
Yeah, that's for sure. Won't it be fun to be part of a family?
I don't know. I think so. Tell me what it's like.
Let the dysfunction begin.
Yeah. I didn't come from a big family. Yeah, but it's gonna be great. I'm so excited about all of it. All right, maybe we'll talk about the mini stuff real quick, because I think some people probably want to know what's going on with the mini.
I'd love that.
All right. Well, when we were here last, when Sean, oh gosh, and we got to talk about the Sean Avery show, because polarizing. Such. If you were here and just listening to the things he said, you might get one thing out of it. But if you go and watch any clip with him in it on the internet, the one he was talking about, yelling at the kids, which I still haven't seen, or just, the stuff we talked about on the show, him playing hockey and whatever. I feel like we got the I've never seen what we got here anywhere else other than when the cameras aren't rolling with Sean Avery. How about you? You worked with him for years and years and years.
No, I've never seen it either.
He really impressed me, and I don't care that he's a Republican, and I don't care that he was yelling at the kids. I don't care. He is aware of his behavior, and we talked about that, right? So I feel like if you're still going to judge him, then you either didn't listen to the conversation or you didn't listen to the conversation. Maybe it's just that one thing. Didn't hear it. Didn't watch.
He loved that character, that role that he played of like angry, mean fighter guy.
Yeah, and he explained why.
Yeah, and so if you don't know that part and just see interviews and footage, it's totally different.
Totally agree. The context is everything. Anyway, I thought that show was outrageous. It's one of my favorite shows we've ever done. Your energy with him was great. I can't wait for him to come back so you two can talk more. What's that? Somebody making something in the microwave? What's happening? Hello?
What?
You don't hear that? Okay. Anyway, I just loved it. I can't wait for more of that, because you were on fire. And he seems like the type of person who doesn't generally get put in his place very often. And there was a couple times where, like, maybe I'd ask a question. Oh, were you always like that or whatever? And you go, no, I don't think about it. And you're like, nope, we're always like that. Nope. And not only was that so great, watching him then back down was great, because instead of, he could have been like, well, no, whatever. And instead he was like, oh, well, yeah, she's probably right, I don't know. I used to get to see that stuff, and the people who watch this show now and the people who know us in our current life, they don't know that part of you.
I'm confronted with that often because I come across like a dum-dum because I don't know when people see me. Sometimes the cars definitely I don't know anything about. So it's like if I can't talk about something I know about, I don't. So I come across kind of dumb.
Only because I think I don't agree with you coming across dumb, but I know what you're talking about, and I feel like it's because people come up to you and then ask you some car thing, and you're like, I don't know. You're like, oh, so blah blah blah. Can you feel the difference with the new tires, or some stupid tire, whatever the heck it is that you probably aren't aware of? And then I've just seen you kind of look at people dead in the eyes and be like, I don't know.
Yes, there's things I don't like talking about. Things I don't know about is high up on Lowe's.
It's adorable. I totally get it. Oh my gosh. Well, all right. Hang on. All right, here we go. Hershey makes Reese's in Mexico now. So Hershey is Reese's? I thought Reese's was Mars. But this is my point before. It's like the longest distance carriers. When we were kid, there was U.S. Sprint and MCI and all those. AT&T was a small regional company. Although it turns out that's not true either, because I think the AT&T stands for like American Telegraph and Telephone. So I think AT&T is actually one of the. Oh, I'm going the wrong way here. Sorry, I can't multitask. Whatchamacallits are awesome. Oh, what are you, not in the car? What are you doing? Get your ass over here. I wasn't kidding. Mondelez bought all the Canadian chocolate brands and shows European-produced TV commercials. What does that mean? Nudity? Sex stuff? Sex and chocolate? Thank you for the fascinating subject matter. I understand my intellectual realm. I am, however, still very drawn to the foreign worlds of cars I know nothing about. Oh, no. Does that mean we should talk more about cars? Sorry, Irene. It became chocolate and comedy.
Irene loves it when you talk about cars.
Well, all right. I said I would talk about the Mini. Haven't done it yet. So when we bought the Mini, we told you last week. Sean was here, and we said it's great. The car is beautiful. 2006 R53 Mini Cooper S. Manual, British racing green, white stripes, white roof, white mirrors. It's got the cool club seats. Just really, really cool, cute, awesome car. Awesome. One owner. Incredibly clean one owner, not a car guy. Now, I shouldn't say that. I mean, he loved his Mini. He washed it himself. He took great care of it. But, I mean, he wasn't, like, souping it up. And it's all original. That's what we loved about it. So there was only a couple issues with it when we were looking at it and up until today, I guess. One of which was that the driver's seat, my seat, was wrenched all the way up as high as it would go, and the height adjuster, and the ratchet thing on the seat was broken. And this was not the owner's fault. There's a plastic thing underneath all that metal that is just they probably did it so that it ratchets nice and quiet for the customer. But after 15, 20 years, whatever, it got brittle and it snaps, and it's a known problem. So, and we knew that when we looked at it. I said, hey, I can't get the seat down. He tried to get it down. We tried to, but neither one of us could. But we said, all right, he gave us a couple bucks off, whatever. We negotiated a good deal. But this car has been the bane of my existence since we got it, because it was supposed to be the easy car, and now it can't get out of my headspace because I'm still trying to figure. It's not an easy fix. We all thought, oh, this will be an easy fix. Oh, you just take it to a place. Oh, you unjam it. Oh, a little WD-40. Take the seat out, put it back in, whatever. Nothing. None of that was working because of this problem. Now, I still tried all of that other stuff, just in case it wasn't this known problem where the ratchet. I brought one in here somewhere. Oh, I did. Oh, jeez. Oh, well. I guess I brought it in and I took it out. What I did bring is this. Here we go. This is what I brought in. This is the culprit. Okay, well, we're not there yet. Worst storyteller ever. Worst. All right. But wait, there's more. Okay. So anyway, it's this ratchet thing, and it's a known problem. But I tried all those other things first. Okay. Then and I called Mini on the phone, and they say, yep, known problem, $750. It's $500 for the part. It's $250 in labor to do the thing. I'm like, okay. All right. On and on and on. Then I'm thinking, well, I could find another seat. That's easy enough. But then they wouldn't match. And one of the reasons we got that car was because it had the upgraded seat. Blah, blah, blah. At some point, I get it over to the Mini dealership, and they're looking at it, and we have the discussion. And it was going to be, how did this all take place? Here, you know what? I'm just going to cut to the chase here and shorten this story a little bit. It sucked. It sucked for days and days and days, a full week or whatever it's been of me trying to get this figured out, but like nobody can really help. The guy, boy, the problem is, am I going to say his name right? Bayano? You get your shit together, man. Yeah, it is Bayano. I don't know. I always call him his hashtag, which is Black Ashy Knees. He's a runner for Adidas. And he's the one who owned the red Mini that we test drove up at GVBC the other day when we said, oh, okay, we definitely want one of these cars. I was looking already, but blah, blah, blah. This guy reaches out and says, hey, you know, that red one it was all raced out, right? It's got all sorts of cool shit to it, including a racing seat. And he goes, hey, you know, if you want to swap the seats, I got my seat in the garage. You can have my seat. And I was like, wait a second, what? He offered his stock seat out of his red Cooper that I drove in order to convince myself to buy ours. You know, Sam, it's like it's a weird rob Peter to pay Paul situation here. And that might be the wrong analogy. But whatever. So anyway, I drive down to Long Beach. This guy meets me at the coffee shop down there that used to be Commodity. And that's not the name of it either. God damn it, I am the worst at this. Someone take this show away from me. Used to be Community. Used to be whatever. It's called Good Time now. We'll do that. Met him down at Good Time. Both Mini Coopers. Take the seat out of his in the back. Put it in the back of ours. Get it home. I think to myself, I am set. I'll just bring it over to BMW. I got the bottom thing they need, and mine's broken, and they can just, you know, flim-flam, switcheroo. Man, BMW or Mini did not want anything to do with that used seat. They were like, well, I mean, we could do that, but it's going to be 7 hours worth of labor, and then you're at $700 again or whatever the heck it was. And I was like, what? And it didn't make sense to me because I did so much online research on YouTube and like figuring this out. And like some people take the whole thing apart, put it back in upside down, so then at least you can wrench the seat down. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be able to pull it back up again, but then at least you can get it down. So I thought to myself, how difficult could this whole thing be? I have the coveted part that seems to be so difficult to get to fix this thing. So whatever. One thing led to another, and I left Mini, and I came home, and I just thought to myself, I'm going to figure this out myself. I'm just going to figure this out myself. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure this out myself. So I thought about it, and I looked at the part, and I go, well, wait a second. That thing is riveted to that. Why don't I just drill out the rivets and take the piece off that nobody seems to be able to get? This is the goddamn culprit right here. This is the ratcheting thing that will only go up and not down. Why? Because there's that plastic thing I told you theoretically broken inside of it. What I did was I drilled out the rivets off of this mechanism and took it off of the seat frame. Theoretically, it's not supposed to come off the seat frame. It comes on the seat frame, riveted to it, meaning you can't take it off. And I just took that part off. And I went into the other room and I go, it can't be this simple, but if I'm right, if I could do what I just did with this one on our seat, drill out the rivets and take this piece off, well, then I could just put this piece back on to our seat and it's fixed. And sure enough, that's what I did today. It was a pain in the ass because I needed a rivet gun. I needed to go to Home Depot to get a rivet gun because I don't know what the hell happened to mine. I lost it over the years. Home Depot doesn't sell rivet guns anymore. It's their policy. Couldn't tell you why, what type of criminal mischief was happening with rivet guns, but all of a sudden they don't sell them anymore. And I went to Lowe's. They had a rivet gun. I bought it. I came back here, and I put that piece in. It's not completely done, but it was enough to wrench the whole thing down. It would have been done if we didn't have this show done. You know what I mean? When I go tomorrow morning, another half an hour, it'll be done while I button everything back up.
I'm glad you have it.
But the Mini Cooper now has a seat that's fixed for $40 worth of rivet gun and rivets and the amount of fuel it took to get to Long Beach, because the person who deserves all the credit for saving our day today throughout this whole process is not me for doing the work. It's Bayano for dedicating his seat to our cause and all of a sudden getting our Mini back on the road so that now I can drive it with you. I took it around the block. It's a pleasure.
That's awesome.
Yes. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
Huge thanks. That's amazing.
All that to say, finally, all good. It was a lot of work. Still not done.
I'm so glad for you, though.
Yeah, there'll be other things to do. Now that I'm at the right seat height, now I'm driving and I go, oh, okay, well I can feel this in the wheel. And I go, okay, well I thought the motor mounts needed to go when I first test drove it, and now I'm pretty sure. But these are all small things, very small, inexpensive things in comparison to the seat situation.
You have no idea how this makes me feel.
You have no idea. Let's hear it from you.
I like seeing your face not stressed out about it.
It was a lot to drive around like that.
Not worth it.
But it was also just the mental. Nobody had a fix for this, and everybody was like, "Oh, I can't do it, or it's gonna be a lot of money, or whatever." And the people, by the way, who were willing to do it for a lot of money, it's not that I wasn't willing to spend the money. I had zero confidence in the people. I mean, I did everything I could to service over there. Everything. And I'm not over it yet. It's still so convenient that I still want to go back to Mini. But I'll tell you what, it was like pulling teeth dealing with the old school car business, trying to figure this whole thing out. Because it started with, oh yeah, we'll come in and you'll do the C-Force, whatever, because I came in with a complaint. But then when I came back and I said, hey, so there's been a development. Now I got this seat back here. I don't know if you guys you probably don't want to work with used parts, but I don't know. They didn't mind using the used parts. They wanted to rook me on the labor so that it cost the same amount as the other thing to try to eat. It doesn't matter. Then I said, oh, forget about the seat. I'll fix the seat. I still want to use you guys for service. We live 150 feet away from your freaking building, and I want the car to be taken care of. I want it in the computer. I want to be. It was very well maintained its whole life, and I want to continue that. And he goes, oh yeah, absolutely. He goes, well, we'll start with an oil change, and I go, well, it just had an oil change. Maybe I am part of the problem. I said, well, it did just have an oil change. If you put the key in there, you'll see it's over 5,000 miles till the next oil change. And then he goes, oh, okay, well, and I'm like, but it does need some things. You just need to just put it in the shop, have a technician drive it around the block. It either needs motor mounts or front shocks, something. I can feel a little vibration there. It's going to need that. And I'm sure other things, take a look. He goes, well, we don't really do like a post-purchase inspection type of, and I was like, oh, okay. He goes, but if you have a specific complaint, we can go in looking for that, and then if they find anything else. I was like, oh, great. Okay, well, there's this vibration, that I think is either the motor mounts or the strut towers. And both are known things to go, and the car has 100,000 miles. They're both inexpensive. They both probably need to be done. And he goes, okay, so what you're doing now, and he goes, absolutely. And he took all my information. This is, another 10 minutes of your name, address, putting it all on the computer, even though he had it all the day before. And he goes, okay, so you're authorizing a $250 to blah, 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 blah dollar fee for diagnostic. And I go, wait, what? And he goes, well, for the technician to go look at it, we charge you. And I go, wait, you're going to charge me just to look at it? And this was like the third or fourth spidey sense moment where he saw me see him, and he just kept kind of talking. I say motor mounts. He goes, oh, well, that can be between, $600 and $1,500 depending on the car. And I'm like, right, but I have just this one car. So can we talk about that one? He's like, well, it depends because the turbos, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't have a turbo. We have the supercharged one. That's why we bought that one. So can we just talk about that one? He's like, well, there's just a lot to it. And it was like, holy crap. Old school. Apparently, guys, this was my therapy. Apparently, I needed to get this all out because I realized 15 minutes and I'm still going, and I'm so sorry. The guy was very nice. We left friendly. It's not like there was any issues, but it was very, very difficult to even get the car in there. And let me bring you to the yin-yang of this situation. So I ended up getting my keys and getting out of there and driving home 150 feet. But later that night, I get this from their service department. Oh, excuse me, it was this morning. Good morning. Our system shows you missed your appointment. Would you like to reschedule? If so, we would like to offer you an oil change special. My name is Angie, service coordinator for Mini of Universal City. To ensure your Mini is performing at its optimal levels, Mini of Universal City is inviting you to stop by our service department. Here's where it gets interesting. We will perform a quick inspection of all basic fluids and tires. Our clinic will provide your Mini with a free 32-point visual inspection and a complimentary car wash.
Wow.
First 10 clients that reserve an appointment will get a free set of wiper blades. This is all I was looking for except the free shit. Put my car in the shop, do your little inspection, tell me what it needs.
Yeah. This is nuts to me.
I'm beside myself. I responded back to this Oh, and the oil change, by the way, is cheap if you do it through here. It's $79 instead of $129. There's a total coupon for like it's a no-brainer. I'm gonna do this anyway. But what the frig? Why wouldn't you do it yesterday? You could have the car.
Yeah, it's weird.
I've been sitting on that while I've been in the garage with the drill and the rivet gun.
So Jay, what's your beef?
I'm good.
Car showaholic. You noted this, but noted it as well. Old school car business is the key phrase. And
yeah, it just felt
said
like
that
it.
The moment you said it and kept going, immediately said that. Yeah.
He kept just trying to get me to agree to an amount, and then I've been in the car business. I've been around the car business my whole life. I was trying to make that clear to him. I was trying to not have him embarrass himself, if that makes sense. I was trying to like, hey, I might know more about this than you.
I know. I see it happen a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm working on it.
I happen to have spent a lot of my life around people that know how to do things well and people that want to do things well. And it's not the same.
The guy kept going on about how Mini is doing great. About how their dealership was great. He was talking about how the one in Santa Monica just went out of business on Friday, and so people are having their cars towed over here. Like, if I were to make an assessment, I would say, is Mini the brand doing all right? Because the dealership is a very nice new one looking on the outside, I really thought, and this is the first time I've ever been inside. Pretty rundown inside, pretty like Sean was describing the Staples Center, pretty like, oh, it's kind of ghost town. Like the cases don't have all the things in them like they used to, that kind of thing. Like it was built to spec, but they're not probably operating at full.
Right.
I don't know. This could just be me and just my, it's just a visual assessment. I didn't talk to anybody there, but it was interesting because if they're having trouble as a brand, how is Mini as a brand doing? Anybody else listening or watching? We've got a tremendous amount of car experts here. How is Mini as a brand doing? Because I don't like the new ones. I would never buy one. No offense to them. It's not there's so many other cars. And they're not great.
I always felt like the refresh was the gimmick.
Right.
And it's like, we're good.
The gimmick wore out.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. And people are over it.
I shouldn't say that. I don't. I've looked at brand new ones in the showroom. Ones that you kind of normally would be like, ooh, look at the new thing. And it's so shiny and I like it. I liked nothing about it. Other than that it was still a Mini Cooper S, but everybody, including the customers, were looking at our car. This nice husband and wife had to move their car because I was now leaving instead of staying in the. Whoops-a-daisy. Oh, look, it's like a blue card. Mike, how about that? Woo. And everybody was totally into it. Like, oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's so nice.
That's telling. It is cute. But that's telling that they noticed it.
I just was wondering how Mini was doing as a brand. I'm very curious. I think I'm going to ask some people who know, like Lieberman and Matt Farah and stuff. Maybe get the temperature out there and see what's going on.
They know.
Because I it was very strange during all of the like. I'm trying to elevate the guy. I'm trying to let him know that I know. I said, so who owns this place anyway? Is it the same BMW dealership that's across the street? He goes, yep. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm not in the system from them because I went there for years and years and years with my M cars and all my other BMWs and everything. And like I was trying to impart. I might know what I'm talking about. Stop trying to fucking sell me. Nothing. It was uncomfortable. That's my beef, Mike. What do you got?
Well, you've spurned a whole bunch of discussion in the Instagram about this.
Really?
People talking about Mini and all that. But then there's something, someone asked Bavaria 911, have you heard of the Tumbleweed 1000 rally that Paul is attending? Looks great.
It does look great. No, I don't. I'd never heard of it till he told us about it the other day. Paul Autokennel is who he's talking about, is on this rally right now, so he won't be at GVBC this week. It looks great. It looks really, really fun. Man, I really wish Sean Bishop were here tonight. Well, we probably couldn't talk much about that stuff anyway, but we are working on a very cool project, like a movie business project, not a car video project that probably will have a lot of rally stuff in it. I go back to the Cannonball because that was like what I grew up with, and the Gumball Rally and all that stuff, and we've talked about those movies on the show here before. I don't know. I don't know that one. But man, I'm dying to talk about rallies. I wish Sean Bishop were here.
Can I say something about Sean Bishop though? I'm excited that he has a plethora of work when a couple weeks ago he was worried about having work, and it's just been really neat to see him kind of throw it out there, and then suddenly work showed up, and now there's no worry anymore. It's lovely to see that.
Now he's swimming in it, can't even do the show anymore. Careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
It's great.
There's some irony.
He the one job that he's been on for a long time, he's directing, that Star Trek series. That job, I think, is wrapping up. So I think that's the one that he was, worried about. Oh, what's coming up next? And that is a very common fear in the entertainment industry, or I guess in any type of. It's not a gig industry, but it's definitely
project-based,
job-based, show-based. Not only, I don't know how much I've told you, but he's gotten multiple. He has multiple things that he will be working on now, including, in addition to all of the things that these side projects, building cars and all the prop stuff that we've been talking about. Starting a new podcast. Holy crap. A lot of stuff.
Congratulations, Sean. That's great news. We had Joe Grossman on the Letterman podcast the other day. It's going to come out in a couple of weeks, and he was talking about being a writer. And for him, thank goodness it was reassured very, very quickly. But the stress of being under as a writer, 13-week contracts, and that's just the life of things. Every 13 weeks you live or die by what's happened the previous 13 weeks, and you get a report card all the time, and it's when you don't get something on for a little while here, the stress that starts to come in. And it just seems to be something that folks in the entertainment business have just had to learn to live with.
Yes, for sure. Do you? And it's not how it used to be. It used to be if you got on a show, even when I first moved out here and got into the episodic television game, it used to be that if you got on a show, you were really, really lucky and set, especially an episodic show, because you would only get, like, if you were lucky, 6 weeks off a year. If you were not, only 4 weeks off, which meant that you were behind schedule. But it meant that you had steady work, and then a month off in the summer. It was killer, like a school teacher.
Actors always said that too. It was stable.
Now, the bummer of it is that you're doing 12 hours minimum every single day. So that's 60 hours minimum every single week. That often ran into 80 and 90 because. So there's definitely handoffs, but trade-offs, but. It's when you don't. These days, TV shows are like, we just watched one that was 8 episodes, and a lot of them were 8 episodes, maybe 10.
Yeah,
maybe 10. Some are 6. I've seen a couple that are 6. That's not a lot of time, especially when they're cranking them out these days. You probably don't get 8 days to shoot an episode anymore like we used to in episodic. Probably 5. And with that. Yeah, that's a hell of a schedule. And then, so you're busting your ass, can't even think about another gig until this one's over, and then you don't have a job.
Scarcity could easily set into things like that.
That's when you want to be really good at what you do and not have burned bridges. Because when you got the stuff, it's great. And then when it's dry, it's dry. No, I'm serious. It's the type of thing, people when they're young don't think the world seems big and the industry seems big, and it's not. Neither one are big.
Everyone knows everyone. So anything, if you don't work hard, people know.
Yeah, just in life, things get back to people. But when you're a young person, you don't consider that. You don't think about it. You think, ooh, I got away with that, or ooh, I got out of that situation without getting in trouble or whatever the heck. But chances are somebody was older and more enlightened, saw exactly what happened, and passed that story on to other people. And while you think you got away with it or whatever, chances are now everyone's got your number, which means that until you grow up, nothing's going to change.
It's a good lesson for life that our industry celebrates.
Sean says, still working. Okay. Irene says, I'm an idiot, read cars, Mike. And Barf Baby says, Mondelez takes the commercials they use in Europe and overdub them in English for Canada, kind of like the Mentos thing in the 90s. Oh, no kidding. The Mentos thing was crazy. The Fresh Maker. Nothing about those commercials was American. Can you imagine Wyden and Kennedy being like, the Fresh Maker? You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't think so.
I miss Doublemint gum commercials.
Can you do that anymore with the twins and the sex and the kissing and all that stuff? Double the flavor, double the fun. Hey, look at these boobs on a surfboard or whatever. Like, it was ridiculous. Hey, these two twins are playing tennis, bouncing all around.
I feel like you still could do Big Red, though, because Big Red was all about, like,
that's the
big time kisses.
Yeah, kiss a little longer.
Opportunity. Yeah. Yeah.
Something a little longer. Something a little longer with Big Red.
Yeah. Kiss a little longer. Take it slow.
Say goodbye a little longer.
Yeah.
Say. Anybody?
Say goodbye a little longer was one of them.
That's the one I remembered. Longer. That's the only thing. You say goodbye a little longer.
Make it last.
Make it last a little longer.
Yeah. Keep your breath long lasting fresher with Big Red.
I think you did it. I think I did it
too.
Yeah. Wow. Good job.
That felt
now,
good.
can you do the alphabet backwards?
No. I have a friend who memorized the alphabet backwards drunk because he was convinced that if he ever got pulled over, that's the test that he would have to do. And so every time he drank, he practiced the alphabet backwards.
Totally.
And to my knowledge,
I think we all have that friend.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with you there. I had that friend also. There's a bunch of them. People used to get drunk and then practice the drills, and it's just like, you idiot, you bunch of idiots. I'm like, what? That's us as a kid, right? Instead of just like going along with the rules, we're like, let's see how we can fight this. Let's see how we can break this.
Some of us hold on to that motto way too long into your 30s.
Yeah, you're not alone. We were late bloomers. We didn't get shit till late. I think that's why life kind of gave it to us so hard. It's like, hey, if you're not going to get it, I'm going to make you get it.
I've come to that conclusion too.
Collusion? Life's colluding.
Conclusion.
Speaking of the Letterman podcast earlier, just briefly there, buddy, have you been watching the official Letterman channel?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Did you watch the Spike Ferriston episode that they put up today? They did his.
I did. I'm looking for. Yeah.
They did hit your staff favorite moments.
I'm going to represent my country and call him to task for impersonating a Canadian.
Oh, good. So you know all about it then. Yeah, that's very funny. I thought it was great. I think once again, he's it's a combination. I saw him in two things recently. One was the Howie Mandel podcast, which I watch anyway, and Spike was a guest. And then this Letterman thing, which while he's not a guest, it's still him being personable, delivering clips and stuff. He is so good at doing those two things. He just is. He is.
He's polished.
Yes, I agree with you, but I don't even know if it's that. I think he's just, you hear a little bit in this behind the scenes Letterman thing, where he was a little bit of like the kid that I was, who was just like a super fan, just a little bit too into it kind of thing. And it's so relatable, but somehow he is, I guess you're right, more polished. Do you ever watch the Howie Mandel podcast? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I watched Leno's and a couple other episodes.
Great.
So I do know what you're talking about. Yeah. Howie and his daughter.
Fantastic. So you've seen a few and you have a baseline to go with.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you get a chance, watch the Spike episode and see what you
will.
think, because Howie is, in my opinion, enamored with Spike. I mean, just cannot stop gushing at how great he thinks Spike is and how he's a little starstruck with Spike and how he wants to do creative projects with Spike. And I don't know, Spike was so gracious taking all of that. He was just a really, really good guest. He's like the best talk show guest.
Well, you know that from experience. I mean, both appearances on here, he's like butter.
Yeah, I wish he was here.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
That's the only thing. It's so hard via Zoom. Like, even this is hard to me, whereas having him here, I think, would be so fun.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I want to do some Letterman podcasts in studio, and I'm trying to figure out ways to do that. And there's definitely possibility of it. A bunch of the people we saw in New York are really enamored with the region that I'm from. They're wine people, and they're thinking about coming and doing wine tours. I would love to host Letterman podcasts live and in person. That'd be so great. And, well, the universe will find ways to make that happen, I'm certain.
Well, yes, 100%. And we talked about this a little bit off the air the other day, and I told you that I had an idea way back when, because we're surrounded by comedy clubs over here. And we both kind of bounced the idea around. You had something similar in mind, but then we sort of just proved the concept the other day with Guido Cocomello. By the way, Guido Cocomello was just in Kelowna, his town, performing over the weekend. I reached out to Guido in the venue, tried to get him tickets for Mike and Candy. It all worked out. They got to go see the show. But it planted a seed in his mind, though. If you could help book comedians into town, then you could get them on your show in person.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
And wouldn't it be great if we had an outlet?
Book these people in.
That's good job, guys.
And wouldn't it be great if? Yeah, well, it's a good idea for sure. And wouldn't it be great if we had an outlet where we could record those shows and then distribute them out there somehow?
You mean like a podcast?
No, I'm saying if there was some sort of outlet where we would record those shows that we book here locally, and then there was a way to distribute them digitally. Maybe
the comedy shows. The comedy shows.
Yeah, the comedy shows. Yeah.
I thought you meant you're going to have people over your house, you're going to have conversations with them, and you're not going to record it, but now maybe you could.
Nah, we're doing that already. We're past that.
Yeah, no, I see. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Comedy specials in Kelowna. The Kelowna Comedy Festival. Huh. Nicole has watched and helped many people create comedy festivals, which are now internationally known.
We started one in Hawaii. I mean,
Maui, right? The Maui Comedy. Is it Maui Comedy Fest?
Yes.
It's huge. But I've seen you
awesome.
Help build other people's too. Matt Wins, that other one that was in somewhere else, and I know you've done the big ones too for years and years. Just for Laughs or whatever that's called.
JFL, yeah.
That used to be Montreal Comedy Fest? Yeah. Montreal.
Just for Laughs is Montreal.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Just for Laughs is Montreal, yeah.
They renamed it 10 or so years ago, or whatever it was, to Just for Laughs, 20 years ago.
I think.
Okay. When I was a kid, it was the Montreal Comedy Fest, but it's the same thing now, right? There's not two of them.
It's the same thing,
Got it.
As far as I know.
And there's Just for Laughs West as well that does Vancouver and
they do West
it's a
now?
whole brand
What
now.
the?
Oh.
That's nuts.
That's why I'm sure they started the JFL brand, right? To get out of
That's
Montreal.
right, to
That
expand
makes
it.
sense. Yeah.
Oh, man. Boy, I'm so sorry.
The Canadian version of the Comedy Channel has Just for Laughs shorts all the time.
Oh, does it? And
Yeah,
and commercials for Mondelez products? Mondelez. Okay. Great show. Dealers can be ridiculous sometimes. Yeah, that's what I found. And it just bummed me out because I was trying to go in there and say, hey, look, I'm trying to be a friend here. And still will be. It just was weird. I can't stand being sold to. I'll have to go to somebody else, I think.
That's the part of any kind of salesman-y service business of read the room. See what you're being given back and feed off that. Don't a description that you think you need to read?
The only thing I could figure, and this was after the fact, was that he was misreading me and thinking that I was trying to get him to diagnose all the things that are wrong with my car so that I could then go take it to some secondhand shop or something like that. Like maybe people do that. I don't know. And that's why he wanted to charge for the diagnosis. If that $250 diagnosis, if any diagnosis fee, no matter the figure, were then applied to your repair or refunded once you spend that amount of money or whatever, like that makes sense to me, because that's then protecting the dealer, making sure you give them your business.
Right.
They're not just looking at your car and then you can go price shop to somebody else who will replace your alternator or whatever they tell you is wrong.
This just sounds like a dude that talks to housewives, and
That's what it was. That's what I felt.
you just
He's like, here's the thing, ma'am.
totally, and you just don't come across that way, nor are you like your shit. So having that conversation is silly, I think.
It was weird. The other day when I popped my head in for the first time to make the appointment, and people, we had yellow car and we parked it out front, and like I say, we live very close to this dealership, right around the corner, and people literally followed me like one by one. One person followed me right in, and then one person came in later. They followed me into parts to come meet me and shake my hand because they see the car and they see us. They know that we're around all the time. It was hilarious. They didn't even know who I am or who we, you know what I mean? It wasn't like Celebrity J. Ryan or something like that. It was just like, oh, we know you in the yellow car. Obviously, you're in the neighborhood. Oh, of course, treating me like family. And then all of this other stuff in service. Although it was pretty funny because one guy looked like the old school used car guy, right? Like just slick, real slick, real slick. And he's like, oh, well, do you have a Mini too? And I go, we just bought one. He goes, oh, that's so great. What'd you get? And I said, we picked up a really clean R53, one owner, completely one owner, really original. And he's like, oh, that's amazing. What year? And I said, 2006. He goes, 2006. And he walked out. I don't think he knew what an R53 was or that I had an old, I think he was expecting 2020 so that I was just about ready to be up with my lease and I would want to go buy another one from him. It was so fucking, I was so disheartened. Still am.
We
I'm
all
very
need a
spoiled
David
by
Putty.
the Porsche experience. The Porsche experience is really very nice. It's not a hard pressure thing. They're just like old school Saturn. They're like, we've got the cars. If you want it, come talk to us.
Yeah. High-end boutiques are like that, too. Like, you came in here. Your
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah. Well, that's that. This is episode 506. Listen, we've got business to do because I don't want to forget to do that. So I should go read the card. Let's see. It's all, I think a lot of these are over, right? Adam Ferrara, here's what I can tell you. Adam Ferrara is going to be at one of these things. So our good friend Adam Ferrara is going to be on Saturday, I believe, at the Born for Fast Toy Drive with us and the Marconis down Saturday, November 5th at 9 a.m. That's where he'll be and we'll be. Hope his show in the most acoustically perfect room went well. I'll have to have him back on the show to hear about that. Hello Deli, your only source for officially licensed David Letterman merchandise. Official Late Show with David Letterman merchandise. Hello Deli is the only place to get it. Dial him up at hello-deli.com. Say hello to Rupert. Tell Mrs. Ryan he says hello because
I cannot.
Byron Bowers is awesome and has no new dates that I'm aware of. He did those this weekend. Now I can tell you about St. Clair Insurance because that is my favorite thing to do. They say all which separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. What types of toys are we talking about tonight?
Cars and anything you want to insure.
That's exactly right. Anything we want to insure. In fact, now that we got this other car, I think I'm going to talk to St. Clair Insurance about switching all our shit over to them because remember we couldn't do everything before. Now I think we'll be able to because of the whatever, it doesn't matter. Licensed in most states, including California, St. Clair Insurance shops top providers so you get the best coverage for your toys. In this case, it is those collector cars. Anything of value, though. Your home, your business, Your heavy equipment. I always say jet skis. Computers. A lot of stuff. Your Bitcoin collection. I don't know if that's insurable. I bet it would be. Insure your hard drives. Why not? If you got Bitcoin passwords on them, insure it. You won't be like that one guy trying to pay $50 million to get his $5 billion of Bitcoin out of the dump in Europe or wherever. You know what I'm talking about there, Mike? Some guy threw away his hard drive with the crypto key, and to this day, he's still offering like tens of millions of dollars to help him dig it out, because if he gets it, that's what it's worth, billions.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it was worth like, I forget what it was. It was worth a lot when it happened, and it seemed astronomical, but as the years have progressed and, Bitcoin shot up, it got ridiculous.
That is such a weird story.
And if that is your problem, you're going to wish that you had that baby insured with St. Clair Insurance. So to check them out online, simply go to coverageforyourtoys.com, coverageforyourtoys.com,
coverageforyourtoys.com.
and tell Jeff St. Clair that Nicole says hello, because oftentimes,
I cannot.
You're really doing better the last couple days, though. So that joke almost doesn't apply.
Until, my voice sounds like this. So, hi.
It is what it is. Series 1 Films. This episode is brought to you by... yeah, that's right. This still applies. This episode has been brought to you in part by Series 1 Films. Series 1 Films would like you to know... No. I think I wrote it wrong. Series 1 Films would like to know, are you going to SEMA? If so, Series 1 Films can help your brand be seen with content and press releases designed to get you customers. So if you'll be at SEMA this year, send them a DM and check out series1films.com to see how they can scale your automotive business. Series1films.com. Series1films.com.
Series1films.com.
And if you've got the video version there, you see the number 1 in Canada. If it's audio only, it's a number 1. Thank you, Mike. So we've done the business. Doc Severinsen is not playing anywhere this weekend that I'm aware of.
Hey, One Vintage is wondering if anyone's going to the SoCal Vintage BMW show or the French Italian show this weekend in LA.
Oh, no, but I'd love to know about both. One Vintage, Damian Dorian, was just recently on Jay Leno's Garage with his BMW 2002. Resto is not the right word, but he's got a really awesome custom hot rod that he built, he and some other people. And I think they're building those cars now, and he's probably going to have this sucker on display at that BMW show. It's a real beauty. Tangerine, I would say. Some sort of orange, beautiful orange color. And like I say, he's on Jay Leno's Garage just a couple weeks ago, so go back and see it if you want. Damian Dorian,
Good for him.
Saturday we'll be at the BD, that's all, Buck. We'll be at the where the hell did it go? There it is. Born for Fast Toy Drive down at the Marconi with Sebastian with an OI. And Magnus Walker, by the way, Magnus Walker's your Urban Outlaw 10 is going on at the Peterson Live right now, but also everybody's in SEMA in Vegas right now. Like, everybody is in SEMA. So I'm sure there are places to be seen there. Be seen at SEMA. Dial up St. Clair Insurance and see how they can make you seen at SEMA. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Dying to go finish that car. I think whatever. I think I'll probably wait till tomorrow on finishing the car. I think I
When
want
it's
to
done,
get different
take video,
ribbons.
please.
Say it again.
When it's done, take video, please.
Of the repair once it's done.
Yeah.
Okay. Make the seat go up and down.
Yeah.
Will do.
Because screw those guys.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well,
just saying.
I feel see, that's what I felt bad with, because that's why I was trying to. Here's one thing I know at this point in my life: we all play a role, right? So obviously, I was part of this. So while I was trying to whatever, obviously that wasn't working, and maybe I should have, read into that and had a conversation, or escalated it up the line, or gone to the service manager. I don't know. The thing was, the guy is really nice. It's just, you know what it is. I'm not going to say it again. But it's not the guy's not, I don't want an enemy with the guy. The guy was nice enough. He wasn't a jerk or anything.
I think the note for everyone is have conversations, just ask things. Don't assume ever.
Yep. All right. Did I assume? Who assumed in this situation?
The sales manager, they assume the kind of customer you might be.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, okay. Yep, I'll give you that. You kind of pigeonholed me into this is how I talk to customers, and I don't have another way to do it. Oh, well. Anyway. Mike, anything else? Who's on the Letterman podcast this week?
Fred Graver, who was a writer from 84 to 90. Before he went to work for Norman Lear, then he went to work for Cheers, then did a whole bunch of other stuff, Twitter TV. Now he's working for Microsoft, training AI how to speak, which is very interesting.
Holy crap.
Yeah, but he did a ton of remote work on Late Night with David Letterman and went through a lot of his stories about the remotes that he would go on with Dave. And he witnessed the time period between when Dave was able to go on these remotes on his own to when he wasn't able to go on the remotes on his own.
When Dave got too big.
How famous he was. Yeah. So it was a great conversation. First of many. Great rapport. He's just an awesome, awesome guy. So that's this Friday.
Great. Congrats. And then last week was you and your beautiful wife, right? You interviewed her, which was nice. Well, you guys had a conversation.
No, Sue Hum came out, actually.
Oh.
Candy and I, our episode dropped 2 weeks ago. Last Friday was Sue Hum.
That's right. Okay, good. Congrats on Sue Hum.
And that one's up, and we're getting a lot of compliments on it. And hey, if you ever wanted to know the whole saga behind David Letterman's socks, we talk about it.
You've promoted that twice now on this show. Is that the highlight? I feel like you probably got a lot of great stuff from her.
Oh, absolutely. A metric ton, as we say here in Canada, because a metric ton is bigger than an imperial ton. Anyway, lots of good stuff. But I'm fascinated with the socks because Dave used to make fun of the socks and other people used to make fun of the socks. And it turns out there's quite a bit that went into the socks. And so we talked about that.
But at the end, people all right, well. In the beginning, I think they were sweat socks and they went with the wrestling shoes. And then I think over time, everything develops. You know, we sat at this desk at the Marconi, and John Marconi sits at the desk and goes, boy, I wonder why this is sunken and why that's, why they recess these things. And I was like, I know the answers, but do you really want me to tell you? Because it's a matter of personal preference from Dave from sitting here working at it over the time. At first, in the old desk, the wire used to go over the side. So one night on the show, because just to kill time, they had the union guy come out, and they drilled a hole in they cut the leather, and they made a little X, and then they drilled a hole. All this crazy shit, this behind-the-scenes stuff, nobody cares or wants. Like, nobody would ever know. But it's in the minutia of doing all of it that makes all of the things that we all know and celebrate today. So I don't know if Sue Hum originally she wasn't there in the very beginning, right? Because I remember a different wardrobe person in the early days.
Pretty close. She was there at 84, 85, I think she started.
Oh, that is early.
So
okay.
Pretty early on.
Yeah, definitely then. But I think in the beginning, though, even he already had the socks and the sweat shoes, right? And the wrestling shoes, right?
Yeah. The custom-made socks definitely came later with the custom-made suits and all of that stuff.
There you go.
It was for sure when they jumped over to the big show after that. Yeah, definitely.
Big man.
The big man. That's right.
Who used to call him Big Man? Big Man.
He used to call himself Big Man.
No, but there was a guest who used to always, he's the big man. He's the big man. Oh, it's Regis. I just had to I had to hear it, and then I had to do
Regis,
it. Oh, Regis.
Of course.
Regis.
Yeah.
Do you think you're more Kathy Lee or more Kelly Ripa or more Joy? Technically Joy, I guess, because of the wife. Joy Philbin. Sorry, Joy Philbin.
I like her name. I'll go there.
All right. She was great. Let's wrap it up. We're wasting people's time here. We'll be back on Thursday with, speaking of car talk, we'll have the fake Zach Clapman here. Except I think he's real now. I think it's the real Zach Clapman. But Zach Clapman will be here Thursday.
I love
on Late Night Playset. Cars and Comedy in the Late Night Playset. Mike, so you got a great guest coming up. Say his name again. I'm sorry.
Fred Graver.
unprofessional show ever. Fred Grader coming up. We'll be back on Thursday with Zach Clapman, like I just told you. I'm going to finish that seat. Also, shout out to the M Shop. The M Shop is a BMW/mini shop in, I think they're in Glendale, but in the LA area. And I sent a message to them, and they got back to me really quickly. And I have a feeling we'll be doing some stuff over there in the future. And they just seem very, very nice. So shout out to Joe from the M Shop, where we will be seeing you soon with our 2006 Mini.
Cool.
All right. Love everybody at home. Love everybody on Instagram. This was a weird one. Sorry. It is what it is. Please love one another. And that's it. Right? Producer Mike, love you. Did we do it
Peace
all?
and love, everybody.
We did do it all. Love you. We love you. Please love one another. See you out there.
Love you.